This is the plaintiff, Javante Cook. He says he was driving on a cold, rainy night, and out of nowhere, the defendant crashed into his windshield while riding his bike. The ambulance took the defendant to the hospital. His windshield was smashed along with his fender, grill, and hood, and the guy won't pay him for the damages he caused. He has no other choice to get his money, so he's suing him today for the $3,066.85 he's owed for the repairs he now needs. This is the defendant, Brian Agnello. He says the plaintiff has this all wrong because he was riding his bike and it was the plaintiff who struck him from behind. He was splayed out in the middle of the road and could have been killed by this careless driver. How can he be the one getting sued when the plaintiff hit him? Bottom line, he owes nothing to the plaintiff. It's more like the plaintiff owes him. He's accused of bad biking. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,518.29 for his ruined bike and clothes.
All parties, please.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says that he was riding around in his car on a cold, stormy, dark night when all of a sudden, boom, he gets hit by a bicycle ridden by the defendant. Now, the defendant saying, baloney. The plaintiff is the one who hit him from behind, and he's lucky to be alive. It's the case of bad biking.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Cook, you have some sunglasses on now. Do you mind taking them off? Why would you need them right now? Because I like looking into my litigant's eyes.
I like looking. All right, listen to these pretty eyes. Sorry.
Okay, now we're talking. So, Mr. Cook, you're suing Mr. Agnello because according to you, the accident was his fault. Tell me what happened.
So, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate driving in the rain. I know a lot of people hate driving in the rain, right? So, I was driving down. Now, this ramp is very busy. So, for my thing, I'm not expecting to see any bikers on a cold and rainy ramp, especially when it's busy. So, I'm driving straight down.
When you say ramp, what do you mean? What do you mean ramp?
Well,
my understanding from the police report is that this happened on Culver.
Yes, it's a busy road. Yes, that's what I meant. It's a ramp that allows bikers on the side to ride on the sunny days when it's safe enough for. Yeah, that's what I meant. Right. So it gives them a side corner, but it's very tight. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was riding. Right. Yeah, the light was green. It's pouring raining, and it's dark outside, and I'm just going straight past the green light. 35 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour. Yeah.
Which way are you heading?
South. You're
heading south?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So I'm going straight down past the green light, and all I hear is this biker, if anything, what would have to happen, he had to overcut me to land on my windshield. I was so shocked to even see him on my windshield. I didn't even see him because it was cold and rainy, and I wouldn't expect.
Imagine how he felt landing on your windshield if you think you were shocked.
I wouldn't be riding my bike on a cold and rainy day on a busy ramp. I don't think anybody in their right mind would be doing that same thing as far as the dangerous.
You keep calling it a ramp, but do you mean a bike path? Do you mean a bike path?
No, it wasn't a bike path. He cut over me in the middle.
What are you calling a ramp?
I'm saying on the side corner where the bikers are able to ride their lane in, he cut over me into the driver's lane. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay, what happens after the hit?
He just collides on my front windshield.
Okay, and then I presume the police are called. You're freaking out. Did you get out to see if he was okay and stuff?
I did. I honestly did. I went over there, patted him on the back and everything, and my car was definitely damaged, even though So a lot of emotions were going through my head at the point, of course, but I definitely am a good spiritual person, so I did feel sympathy for him, make sure he was okay. I did do that.
Okay, so these are the damages to your car, correct? The bumper, the impact would have been on the left front side of your car, correct?
Yes.
All right, and I guess that's the hood?
Yeah, dented hood, yes.
And what kind of car were you driving?
Ford Fusion, 2012.
And when you say the part where bikes are allowed to ride, is that to the left of you or to the right of you?
That was on my right side.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the guy from Safe Flight said. He said, wow.
Have you ever seen these pictures?
I have not
your
seen
head.
Pictures. That's what a helmet
That's your body or the helmet, I guess. And mercifully, you were wearing a helmet. Mr. Agnello, what do you say happened? Which way were you traveling, sir?
Northbound on Culver. I was on my daily loop that I usually do, and I was going northbound over 490, about to take a left onto Canterbury Street, and the last thing I knew, I felt this object hit me from the backside, and I didn't know if I was on top or underneath the car. It was terrifying. It's one of those nights I don't want to relive ever in my lifetime.
You end up in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for about 7 to 8 hours, undergoing blood tests, undergoing examinations, making sure everything was
anything broken?
okay. Fortunately, nothing was broken.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
Very sore. I was very sore. During the impact, I was very limber. I was very limber during the impact because it was unexpected. I didn't tense up, and that's one of the major factors of why I didn't have any major issues. And as far as the weather goes, if anyone knows the weather, it's a cyclist. We're in it all the time. I ride year-round along with a lot more people in the area. It was misting at best. I downloaded the weather data from the Rochester airport, and on that day there was a recorded 0.00 inches of accumulated precipitation. And I don't know where this pouring rain comes in, because if it was pouring rain, I wouldn't be riding in the pouring rain. If you're operating your car...
He says that the bike lane, he talks about a bike lane that's to the right of him. Is that accurate?
It is not. No, I was riding in the left travel lane, about to take a left-hand turn onto Canterbury Street. If there was a bike lane, I would have been in
there,
it.
or there's no bike lane? Okay,
There
so you
is
were
no
in the
bike
actual
lane.
traffic lane, right? Okay.
I was in the left lane.
And,
yeah.
Okay. So, and was he stopped at a light?
I can't confirm that because I didn't see him. I felt the impact from behind, and I didn't see the car at all. I know I sent over some pictures that show the rear side of the bike being impacted.
Let's take a look at that. Yeah.
Yes.
So the back of your and it's tilted this way. So your bike gets hit from here, and the front left of your car is damaged. So that's kind of consistent that he's right in front of you. I'm looking at did you ever talk to the police at the scene, Mr. Cook?
I did, and he backed me up big time, because it says right in the police report, in the pouring rain, key words, right? The fact that, and he was right, my bad. I did get I get north and south confused up a lot. I was definitely north, and there's no bike lane. So I don't even know why a biker.
Okay, but I got to tell you, the police officer may back you up about rain. And hold on, let's get to that police report. Okay, so here's the police report, and you say he backs you up. He does say pouring rain, but let's see what else he says. So you concede you were traveling north on Culver. Your vehicle 1 in this report. You're the cyclist vehicle 2. At nighttime in the pouring rain, vehicle 1 was traveling north on Culver Road. Vehicle 2, the cyclist was in front of vehicle 1, traveling north. Vehicle 2 was pedaling in the left side portion of the northbound lane at the intersection. Vehicle 2 began to slow to make a left turn on a bike trail when vehicle 1 struck with the front left portion, vehicle 2 from behind. Driver of vehicle 1 said he didn't see vehicle 2 until he was on the hood of his vehicle. So when you tell me you want me to believe the officer's investigation when he says pouring rain, do you also want me to believe him when he says that you hit the bike from behind?
I mean, I didn't write the report, Your Honor. I mean, it's more of, it seems like he's, he seems like.
Do you have collision insurance on your car? Do you have like collision insurance that would cover the repairs to your car, or you don't have that? Right, that's why we're here. You sued his insurance, you made a claim against his insurance company, right, Mr. Agnello?
I did make a claim for the value of the bicycle. I did not proceed to sue his insurance company any further. So I just went for the
I don't know what that means.
value.
I'm sure that you went for everything you were out. Why would I believe that you went for anything short of what you were out? I don't know what you're saying about that.
People's Court. This case is a real mystery. Who hit who? Did the car smash into the biker or vice versa? Let's go back into the courtroom.
I realize you want the shortfall here. You had to replace the stuff. You have a receipt for $2,800 Let's
Yes.
talk about your counterclaim. Let's do that now.
Okay.
You have a counterclaim against him for your replacement costs. You ended up having to spend $2,815 to replace the stuff, right? That's the receipt that you
Correct.
entered into evidence? Okay.
Correct, yes.
And you've subtracted from that what the insurance did pay you, which was $1,583.44. But you're also
Correct.
suing for the panniers, the jacket, and the helmet separately, even though that's included already in the $2,815 receipt.
Right. This,
Why are you suing for it twice?
when you get hit and
I'm sorry,
month
listen to
goes
my
by.
question. It's a mathematical question. The accident happened when?
January 10th,
Correct. So on January 14th, you went out and replaced everything, correct?
I went out and got the replacement value for everything. I didn't replace the bike till about a month later.
Okay, so this is an estimate for getting everything?
This is the estimate, yes.
Okay, so this is what you're suing for when you say $2,815, right?
Correct. Now,
And it has the panniers and the jacket and the helmet, all that is already included in the $2,815.
right. The insurance company
And then in your
covered-
lawsuit, you have added, listen to me, and then in your lawsuit, you have added, additionally, you're counting it twice because now you didn't just sue for $2,815, you're also adding to it the $137.15 for the panniers, the jacket costs, and the helmet costs. So you're adding them twice. You get what I'm saying? All right, so you did get paid by his insurance company $1,583.44. According to you, that's just for the bike. Do we have any of the why wouldn't you sue him? Why wouldn't you also make the claim for the helmet and the stuff?
I'm just looking for the difference that the insurance didn't.
I know what you're looking for. You're not listening to my question. When you make a claim to the insurance company, it stands to reason that you're claiming for everything, especially if you got 15-something and the price of the bike, brand new replacement cost is $1,500, which is what your receipt says. So it sounds to me like you certainly did make the claim, and what they did was they gave you you showed them this receipt, and they explained to you that you get depreciated value and not replacement cost. And that's
Right.
correct. That's what the loss in court would be, the depreciated value of the items, not brand new value. You're also suing for a $1,000 donation to Reconnect Rochester. Talk to me. Tell me what that is.
Well, that is a bike advocacy group in the city of Rochester that works on doing like bike lane infrastructure, intermodal transportation infrastructure implementation. I'm a big advocate for cycling in Rochester, New York, and thought that that would just be a nice thing to do for the community. It'd be great if it could happen.
But you
If it
understand
can't,
what the
then-
concept of donation is, right? It's voluntary.
Right.
How would a
Right,
court
yes.
of law order him to, right, how's that
Right.
going to work? That's interesting. Listen, I'm a
That was
big advocate
basically-
for bikes as well. I think it's dangerous as heck. I don't want anybody in my family doing it. I have a friend who lost a foot. But I understand that we're all better off with a smaller carbon footprint, that it would be better to have a more community-based environment in our cities, that it's great for people who can't afford to have transportation, and it's wonderful. I just wish that some of the bikers in my neighborhood would share the road. That's all I ask, is that you guys share the road all the time. Not just we share the road, you share the road too. So I hope that you are a responsible driver and that you do share the road, but I can't order the guy to pay a
Right.
donation because that's not what court's about. So on your counterclaim against him, where you are asking for the rest of it, which is really replacement value, my verdict is 0. Especially on the $1,000 donation, because that's not really
right.
something a court could order in a civil case.
Right.
And on your claim, Mr. Cook, how on God's green acres do you think I'm going to hold him responsible for this accident? According to the police report, you hit him from behind. No one is testifying that it happened another way. You don't know how it happened because you didn't even know anything until he's right on your hood. He says he's traveling in the lane, which stands to reason when I look at the damage to his bike and the damage to his car. And that's exactly what the police officer concluded, that you hit him from behind. So on your claim against him, 0. Good luck, folks. I'm glad you're fine, Mr. Agnello.
Thank you very much.
Well, it didn't work out for the plaintiff in this case. He's getting nothing. Let's find out how he feels about it. Mr. Cook, you just heard what the judge says. What do you think?
This is crazy, man. Like the fact that, like, they still see us drivers and, you know, it's not nothing. That's my A to B, you know, and my car is damaged. You know, that's crazy. I couldn't even drive my car for about a week because of that damage. And being that you got idiot bikers like him riding the bike in the pouring rain, you know what I mean, messing up people's cars. And this is the second time he's done it. Not even that. It's not the first. It's the second time he's done it. So I'm very disappointed with the result.
But you hit him. You're responsible. You hit him.
But he shouldn't have been riding his bike in the pouring rain and cutting over me in the middle lane as he was a car.
Well, Mr. Cook, I'm sorry. You really should take ownership here because you hit him. That makes you responsible, and that's what the judge says.
I take ownership.
So you don't get anything.
Ownership. I don't take full.
All right.
Whatever,
well,
man.
I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. You don't get $3,000 from him. Now, Mr. Angelo, let me ask you, how do you feel about the outcome?
Well, I think it's the right call. As far as the money goes, I'm not worried about that. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of bicycles are considered vehicles in New York State. Mr. Cook rear-ended me, and if you rear-end another vehicle, regardless if it's a car or bicycle, it's that person's fault. I was in the right, and that's it. That's it all in a nutshell.
Thanks very much. Now, let's have another one of our After the Verdict sessions with our two judges, Judge Marilyn and her husband, Judge John.
Sometimes, Marilyn, cases come before judges, and you have a plaintiff who, it seems, kind of looked at the situation and said, the best defense is a good offense. I'm going in first. I'm going to beat the other guy to the courthouse.
He didn't really. I mean, he beat him to the courthouse because the other guy settled with his insurance company.
Right, exactly. Right. And unfortunately, with bikers, bicyclists, in some cities, it's a really dangerous pastime. And it's a great pastime. People get out there and they're healthy and they're riding in the streets, and you see them on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. But my God, we have so many injuries and deaths in Miami-Dade County, certainly. Yeah,
but you know, he keeps making the plaintiff in this case kept making a lot of assumptions. He cut in front of me. There's 0 evidence of that.
You rear-ended him.
You rear-ended him.
That's usually pretty much the beginning.
Yeah, you're supposed to be traveling at a safe enough distance where this doesn't happen. Right. He keeps assuming that the guy cut from the right and that there's a bike lane on the right, and none of that made any sense anyway. You know, what the defendant had been saying all along is, I'm in front, and I'm going to turn onto a bike lane in this other street, but I'm just in the actual traffic lane. And certainly the physical evidence bore that out.
And whether it's a car and a bicycle or 2 cars or whatever it might be, the guy who rear ends usually has to take out their checkbook. There are not that many exceptions to that.
No, there really aren't. And especially in his case where he honestly could not say, you know, he basically sued him because he came out of nowhere. That's exactly how the complaint reads. He came out of nowhere, so he damaged my car. Well, if he came out of nowhere, right, which didn't actually happen, it means you didn't see him. He's in front of you. You have headlights, and maybe you should be paying attention and not doing whatever else you were doing.
Right, and having seen the damages to that automobile on the front end of it, my God, Mr.
Front
Agnello.
left, yeah.
Mr.
And the
Agnello
damages to the windshield.
He was very lucky to be able to ride another day.
Yes.
Well, Buffy, this is something that the judges talked about a lot, that in small claims court, it's not always about the money, it's about principle. And I have seen cases in small claims for as little as $10. I remember a case we had, a $10 lottery ticket where both sides were angry and wanted somebody to resolve it for them. Because remember, a lot of times in small claims court, it's not just about money, but you want to find out who is right when you're at an impasse. So when you're at an impasse like this, you get a neutral third party like Judge Milian who can listen to both sides and then come up with some dispassionate answer for who's right and who's wrong. But small claims court is designed for people to vent their grievances regardless of the amount.